The TBS title was on the line. Mercedes Martinez challenging Kris Statlander. And okay, I'm going to watch this because not only have we said that Statlander's looking like a star these days, but also Mercedes Martinez is a veteran. She knows how to work. This is not going to be, Penelope Pit Stop and Twinkle Toes' daggum Joshi crew, right? So they started with a fight, and Statlander is stronger. Obviously, she's bigger, but Mercedes Martinez doesn't take any guff. I think they started going a little fast at the beginning, but they settled down. And again, it was a serious fight. And now you can tell who the heel is and who the babyface is. Mercedes Martinez is ripping at the face, and Kris Statlander selling. It was a match. Imagine that. They went through a break, and when they came back, Statlander was coming back and missed a crossbody off the apron to the floor, splat, which didn't look too comfortable. But she ended up taking back over on Mercedes and throwing her back in. And boom, 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 they went through a couple false finishes, a couple of 2 counts with moves, and then Statlander got a O'Connor roll up and not a bridge, but a bow backwards. She didn't go all the way back in the bridge, but it got the point across. 1, 2, 3. And before we talk about what happened afterwards, we were just talking about this. And now they can have good girls matches if they concentrate on the handful that can produce and be serious and look credible. And there was nothing wrong with this thing. And it's, if they would if they'd weed out their roster and concentrate on, we pick these 3 or 4 top girls and we're going to rotate whoever's going to fucking put them over, they could get some individual women over instead of the women's division. Your thoughts?
I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I think that's kind of, when you talk about the post-match, like Willow Nightingale, there's an example of them getting a woman over as opposed to the division. And she stands out, and she's different. I think with Statlander, it can be that too. I think with the Britt Baker crew, or whatever you want to call it, everyone over there, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of people hit their limits of what they can really do, I think, what they can really do in the ring in a lot of cases. From Ruby Soho to Britt Baker. But with a lot of these other women, whether it's a Statlander, who just continually improves from the first day we saw her. Not just in gimmick, but in terms of work, physicality, everything in there. Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Martinez has always been good. It's just nice when she finally gets an opportunity. But, I'm high on Willow Nightingale. Sky Blue, despite everyone just wanting to look at her butt, she's not bad in there for someone who has very little or no experience.
She's good for that age.
For that age.
Good.
There's a few people like that, and you just need someone that can work with them and develop them. But the problem is, there was a lot of wrestling on. This was one of the matches I hit fast forward through a little bit. Even though I'm a fan of Statlanders, and Mercedes is good every time I see her, that's the problem in a lot of cases with the women's division. It's good that you can have a match here and it'll be a hard-hitting match, but is it a part of something bigger? And I said this to you a few weeks back, because someone sent me something. WWE, whatever you want to say about any of the women on that roster, they're all working with someone. They have a feud with someone. We may not like their programs, but they're programmed with someone, everyone.
Yeah.
AEW, it's just matches. And then people running around. That's all it is. Like, who's Statlander feuding with?
Well, at least now we may get the start of something, because on Collision, imagine this, after the match, Mercedes Martinez gets back on Statlander and gets some heat on her, and Diamante, remember she was with LAX 3 years ago. I didn't even know she was still there. She comes out and confronts Mercedes Martinez, or confronts Yes, Mercedes Martinez, and then jumps on Statlander, starts beating her up too. So then Willow comes out, and the heels bail out when Willow comes to even the odds, but they're going to have a tag match next week. Imagine that. If this was Dynamite, we wouldn't see any of these people for another 3 months. So maybe they're trying.
Yeah, and I want to see that because I like Statlander, I like Willow, and they're both from Long Island, so I have to root for them.
Oh, good Lord.
So we'll see how that goes.
All right, well, Tony Schiavone was with Tony Storm, and did you see this interview?
I did, and I'm going to reiterate to you what I've been saying. Tony Storm is a star. She's great on these promos. She doesn't need any group or anyone. She needs to be on her own. She's fantastic. She's
upset she lost the belt, and she's basically having a nervous breakdown, and she's flipping her lid. Have I lost it? And this was great. It was different, and she had some personality. Perhaps maybe she can forget where her other friends in this group are and just be on her own, and we would be more interested and see more of her.